Oh, there you go. You're live now.
You're in live now. I didn't even get a chance to play. You know what? I'm playing my stuff. I don't got time for this.
Are you playing music?
Nope, just a little clip.
Oh.
You got to teach me how to play music on here. Anyway, so how have you been, Miss Kiki Dangerous?
I've been good, baby. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I miss you.
I miss you.
So I put together some questions to ask you since you
Okay.
have such an interesting life and
Uh,
background.
I would say used to. My life isn't as interesting anymore.
My sister's on the panel too with us.
Pumpkin.
Pumpkin, yeah.
Hi, Pumpkin.
Hey, baby.
Why
All
can't we
right,
see you? Hold on. Why can't we see her?
because she in the dark.
Bitch, fuck
Bitch, get
you.
out the dark. Bitch, get
I,
out the dark.
I'm fit. Hold on. Hold on.
I saw the name. I was like, that bitch ain't even on here.
She played too much.
Shut up.
Anyway, your first question is, how old were you when you first started having sex?
14.
That's pretty old if you ask me.
I started playing around when I was 12, but 11 or 12. But I actually, the first time I ever had sex when I was 14.
Okay, okay.
And then it was on. and
Who
then,
do you
and then,
prefer to be in a relationship with, men or women?
men. Men, because I don't know. I really would like both at the same time because I have a very dominant side, but I don't like to dominate men. I don't want my man to be a bitch. But I have a very feminine side too. So I'm very like equally yoked in that. I can be very submissive, I can be very dominant. And but I don't like to be dominant with men at to a certain point.
Yeah. I get it.
Hold on. Play some music or something. Ava, can you hear me? Okay. Well, play some music, put your headphones in or something. I don't know why. For some reason, I just got really weirded out by you being in the room. My daughter know everything. I don't hide shit from her, but
Alrighty, alrighty. A second. We're just gonna jump right into it.
okay.
How old were you when you started prostituting?
I'm 40 now, so I was um
Oh shit.
38. I
You was
think I was
what?
30. I think I was 38. 37?
So you just started?
Yeah. I
Are
was
you serious?
girl, I was really good at it. I
Damn.
I was a pro from the very beginning. I had just I don't know what happened, but like when I started, it was a need. It was a have to. It was I don't eat or have a place to stay. So I started prostituting with someone else. In Illinois, actually. Um, and then when I didn't know that there was such a need or a want or a market for prostitutes. Um, it was something I always kind of had in the back of my mind I wanted to do at one point in my life. I thought of it very differently though. And then when I had to do it, I was like, oh shit, I'm really good at this. So that's how I started.
Okay.
I had to do it. And then I was like, I'm really good at it and I really like it.
How much did you charge?
So My prices were lower than most, and everybody got on me for it. But it was 100 a half hour, 100 and a half hour, 100 and what was it, 175 for an hour.
What?
But
I
yeah,
don't know that. I don't know
that
that.
was basics. That was basics. I get you up, I get you off. Basic. And that was with condom. So everything else was extra. Without
And
condom
she
was
had
50.
them lined up at the door.
Yeah. $50 if you didn't want to use a condom. Um, and that was the 100 for a half hour was I give you head, you can give me head, we have sex, you nut. You can nut as many times as you want in that 30 minutes.
You let them nut in you.
If they paid extra. So for $50 extra, you got CIP, COF, what else? COT. Do you guys know what those means?
No.
Okay. Come on, tits. Come in, pussy. Come on, face.
You can say all of that here, baby.
Yeah. So you could, the $50 extra with no condom means you can come anywhere you want. So.
Okay, then.
Are you still doing it?
No, I haven't been doing it for since October 20th of 2021.
When I said this bitch did a complete turnaround.
Yeah.
Yes, she did.
I think I started in 2019.
That's what's up.
But yeah, no, I don't. I am actually celibate.
Did you have a pimp? Ever have a pimp?
But bitch, you know better. I was the motherfucking pimp. I was the motherfucking pimp. And you know this?
Yeah, I have to ask.
No.
I heard that.
Look,
Smart girls don't need no pimp.
Look, and everybody had a pimp. It didn't matter if it was people who didn't have pimps, they had boyfriends.
Yep.
Or managers or dudes. No. That didn't happen with me. I had professional pimps from Vegas, from New York, from LA, from where was it? Washington and Oregon, all come to try to recruit me. I mean, backdoor recruit me, sideways recruit me, front just straight up. No. I know the game better than you do. Oh, how do you know the game? Yeah, how do you know men better than me? Because I know men better than you. Because I do. I know this game better than you. Like there's and none of them they're like, oh well, I can teach you some things. No, you can't. No.
Do you see any benefits to having a pimp?
No.
Me
No,
either.
not at all. Anytime a pimp would tell me how to do the game, they would be wrong. Wrong. Men only think they know what men want because they always describe what men want as the opposite of what they want. Because men think that they're the only ones who want that freak nasty shit that they like. Swear to God. I had one pimp tell me, don't moan.
What?
Don't moan.
Oh wow.
Have you ever had anybody who cried?
Yes, because I was a very weird hooker. But not because of getting off. I would listen to people. And I could tell when and this was like a few white guys, which at the end I didn't do. At the beginning though. Older men, but I usually at the end I realized I could be really picky. And I didn't have to do anyone I didn't want to and still make just as much money.
Mm-hmm.
But at the beginning, there was a few older men who, when they came in, I was very I don't know how deep in this conversation you want to go.
As deep as you willing to go.
But when I say had, I still have it. I just can't access it right now. I had abilities that I could psychic abilities. We'll go with that. Psychic abilities. Where'd your sister go?
Right here.
She's there.
Okay. So I had abilities. So I could know what people were going through when they walked in. And I asked every single client, why are you doing this? Why are you paying for sex? So hold on, who just called me? Somebody called me. I don't know who it was. Okay, anyways. Why isn't it showing up? Oh, it was just now saying I missed a call from you. Just now. That's weird. Anyways, so I always ask everybody why they did it, but a couple people when they came in, I knew why. And a couple men were because their wife would not touch them, did not like them, was being very distant, and they just wanted someone to love on them. They weren't cheaters and never had been a cheater. Or they found out their wife was cheating on them, and they wanted to get back. They wanted to get revenge. They hadn't yet, but they wanted to get revenge, and they really didn't want to do it. You could just tell that they wanted to get back, or they wanted to feel love, but they didn't really want to do it. And I would sit and counsel them.
With or without the sex?
Without. I wouldn't actually allow them to do it.
Oh, that's
I knew
pretty cool.
Because I knew they didn't want to, and I knew they would regret it when they walked out. And I never wanted anyone, whether I got money or not, and I never asked for money on those. They always gave me a little bit of something, but I would try to refuse it.
Girl, I'm big on my time.
Yeah. Well, I'm big on helping people, and you know this.
Yeah.
You know that
Yeah,
no matter
crazy.
what, I was big on my money and my time. You know this. I was a businesswoman, business first. But what means more to me than that was helping people. And these men just needed someone to talk to, really. And so they would always give me something, even though I wouldn't ask for it, and I would damn near deny it, but they would always leave it. But I would deny them sex, and I would sit and talk to them, because really that's all they needed. And some of them would cry.
Well,
As I
they
said,
crying
I was
for
a really
because
weird
their wife-
hooker.
Because their wife don't want to give them any.
Most of the time it was revenge. They had found out their wife was cheating,
Oh.
and they were trying to get back, or they just needed to feel loved or touched on, or felt like they meant something to somebody. And these men did not want to cheat on their wives. They absolutely were head over heels in love with their wife, but they felt mistreated, and they were trying. It was a revenge thing, but they didn't really want to do it. But they felt like, as a man, that's what they had to do. And I wouldn't let them do it, and I would talk them through it.
See, to me, those encounters should cost more than the sexual encounters.
Yeah, but with me, the weird thing is, and we've talked, and you know how many people I helped. I was always helping somebody, and you know this, and it usually fucked me over. Yeah, but I didn't care. Always. I would still do it. Always fucked me over, but I would still do it, and I would still do it to this day. I'm a little smarter about who I help these days, but I at one point figured out how much I made in a year and how much I gave away, and it was ridiculous.
Yeah, but, that's one of the questions. How much money? I made? How much do you think you've made?
In 1 year, I made over $500,000.
Now, what would you do different now if you were doing the same thing to make the same money?
Oh God, I would save my money.
Save your money.
I would have something to show for it.
Yeah.
But I don't regret what I did, because when I added up, just like from memory of what I had helped and what I did on a daily basis for other people, I probably gave over half of it away.
Yeah, that's a goofy person.
It's not. It's not. It's not, because my
Well, it is.
It is, and it's not.
Somebody everything.
No, and I didn't give them everything. I had enough for the most part to live on, and I did what I wanted to do. And yes, I struggled every time I helped someone, but from the time I was little, I knew that I wanted to help people. And I've been a sex addict since I was 14, but I knew that my major passion is helping people. And it was my I know that I'm away from my kids. Um I took that year away from my kids because I did not drag them through the mess that I was in. Um which is hard. I was doing something that other people felt was degrading. I was doing what I want when I wanted, and I was being very selfish. And what helped me, excuse me, what helped me not feel so selfish was helping other people. And there's hundreds of and on top of that, I was homeless, even though I had hotel rooms, and I always had one or two or three or four. Like
Yeah.
at being homeless, I was never actually home. I had a place to stay, but I never had a home.
Yeah.
But before I started doing that, there was times where I was absolutely homeless. I remember sleeping outside when it was -2 outside and I almost froze to death. I remember going 5 days without eating, and it wasn't because of the drugs that I didn't want to eat. It was because I had no money to eat. And I know what severe hunger feels like. I know what almost freezing to death feels like. I know what not having anyone to turn to feels like. And when I felt those things, I swore up and down I would never let anyone feel those things around me ever again. And I don't regret helping people. I regret the spending the money, but I don't regret the spending the money on helping people
Yeah.
because there's hundreds of lives I saved. There's people alive today because I was there. And that's not something I'll ever regret. That's not money I ever think was poorly spent.
The life-saving prostitute. No,
I
for
swear to
real.
God, I was. You know this. How many people did I house that you saw me
I
house?
know, baby. I know.
I would just pull off the street and just house, and not.
Like, girl,
I
stop
mean,
it.
I know you got on my ass all the time. Why are you
Yeah.
helping that person? Because they need it.
Yeah.
I mean, I try to. Some of them I try to benefit off of.
You're a
They
sweetheart.
always end up. They always end up stealing from me when I was asleep, though.
Yep. That
No
part.
one ever, no one ever robbed me fucking awake. No one ever robbed me. They always stole from me because they know I kill them. I was crazy. I was crazy.
How do you tame your sex addict down?
Oh, it all changed for me. It changed. So it was it started to change while I was hooking, and I know why, but it's a longer story to tell right now. But it started to change for me. It started getting very robotic, very I'm at work. So even my personal life was very I'm at work.
Mm-hmm.
Um so after I quit and I stopped, and for anyone listening, um I was a severe drug addict. You couldn't really tell too much, as you know. I didn't act like a meth head um too much, but I was everything. I did meth, I did crack, I did coke, I did X, uh, everything, everything in one day. Um, but and I was a needle user. So, um, but when I got clean for a year, my coochie didn't work. I couldn't feel anything.
Damn.
So, which is hard going from a sex addict, oh, which I've been a sex addict since I was 14, a sex addict into a hooker, and now my coochie doesn't work at all, at all. I can't feel anything.
It was just numb.
Numb. Completely numb. I couldn't feel anything. Didn't matter how big they were or how good they were. I would dry up. It didn't work for a year. So I would try to do some of the things I used to. I've tried to go hoe out a little bit, drink a little bit. And it didn't work. It would work a little bit when I would do that stuff. I would do a little X or Coke every once in a while. And it would work a little bit when I would do that, but the after effect was so debilitating, so mentally debilitating that I couldn't stand it anymore. I couldn't stand just being used for sex. And then my coochie wasn't working. So my coochie knew before I knew that this wasn't me anymore.
Mm-hmm.
The first time I felt anything, really, because I had tried several times, because my head still had hoe mentality. My coochie did not. When I actually felt anything completely fucking sober, I fell in love with a married man. And we've actually never had sex. He's from work. I worked with him and we played around at work. But when he was around me, I would get excited. And when he would touch me at work, I would like it. And that was the first time in about a year and a half that I felt anything completely sober. So that's when I realized that I had to have emotions to really feel anything. So,
which is something different.
Something completely different, because I could fuck anything, anyone, anywhere, no matter if I was attracted to them, wanted them, hated them, liked them. I didn't even have to know them, see them. No, I didn't care. I could do anybody at any time. Didn't matter. Anybody. Okay, there was a few I could not do.
I hope so, boo. I hope so.
There was a few, but it was rare. It was rare that I absolutely could not and had to say no to. But now it's different.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm celibate because I don't like the feeling I feel after I have sex that is casual. I get really down on myself. I don't like the way I feel when someone treats me like a hoe. Feels very degrading, which I used to love, but I was. That's what I was. I used to love it.
You grew out of it.
I'm a hoe. But as I said, when I think my vagina going numb was her growing up before I did.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't going to let me work until my brain caught up.
I'm proud of you because I was so afraid for you, especially with the no condom thing.
I've been tested 3 times since I've been home. I absolutely have nothing. Lucky.
Yeah.
Blessed. Bitch. Lucky bitch.
Yeah. Thank God.
Super lucky. Like I was shocked. I was really scared to get the AIDS test and the hepatitis test because I knew I had shot up using a needle of someone who had hepatitis with their blood in it. I did it. I got mad. I got angry and didn't care. I knew that they had hepatitis. I had just watched them shoot up with it. Their blood was still in it, and I put my shit in it and shot it up without rinsing it.
You was just reckless as hell.
Reckless as fuck. Reckless as fuck. I was mad. In my defense, I had just beat up a 6'2" dude because he stole my pistol. Oh, that was the only dude who actually did rob me in my face. Then I beat his ass. In front of like 5 grown ass men, I brought that motherfucker to the ground.
Was I around?
This was in Terre Haute. This was in Terre Haute. And then I went to go fight him again. Had brass knuckles on. went to go swing at this dude, and on my backswing, I busted somebody else's eye because they were standing too close. So bad. I busted. I'm talking like here and here. Busted this dude's eye the fuck open just because I went to go swing back and he was standing too fucking close and caught my brass knuckles. I felt this dude has a scar to this day. I've seen him. Scar to this day. Just straight up busted his face. I felt bad. Kind of ended the fight. But
oh, I'm sorry, I was listening to outside. I missed the question. Have you ever had a problem with a customer doing a show?
I mean, by doing a show, like
turn the trick.
Oh, okay. So did I ever have a problem with a customer, like violence or anything?
Yeah.
Not really. Nope.
No.
I always did good business. So I really never had problems with people. And if there was times that I fucked shit up because every time I fucked shit up, I was asleep. You know me. I was not the regular method. I stayed up for 24, slept for 12.
Mm-hmm.
It was weird. And I ate all the time. So I would have a customer on the way and accidentally fall asleep and fuck them over. But I always made up my business. So no. I had a kind of a problem with one customer, and he was mentally ill. And I actually saw him twice, and I didn't know who he was the second time, but he was just mentally ill, and I had to force him out of my room. But he never got me. That was the only time. I never had a problem with anyone, really.
Was it worth it?
Yes, absolutely. Most people who know me, I mean, maybe I don't know. I don't know if you know. I'm from a very small town. Everyone who met me there thought I was from Indianapolis, from Chicago, from a big city.
Tell me this. Do you feel comfortable telling us the story that you told me earlier when you went out to the bar?
Yes.
Go ahead.
You know me. I'm super honest. Hold on, let me finish this and I'll tell you. So I'm from a very small town called Farmersburg.
Mm-hmm.
Countrified, racist white town. So I don't remember where I was going with this. But oh yeah, most people don't know that. So they get very surprised and shocked when I can go in the hood and damn near. Well, you didn't see me on the east side. I fucking damn near ran the east side. That shit was crazy. But so was the west side. But okay, so the story I told you earlier. So as I said, now I'm celibate. It has been. I could hold on. Do you want me to look at my journal and tell you exactly how long it's been since I had sex?
Yeah, just round it off.
Okay. So because I can tell you the date. It's been about 3 months.
Okay.
So the last time I had sex was, bitch, I put these eyelashes on in 2 seconds and poking me in my eye. So the last time I had sex was with someone I was trying to date. So I had met him before I came to Indy, before I had started prostituting. I was in a trap house when I met him. He was not into drugs. We had met through Facebook or something like that. And we had met up, we had sex. But he knew I was a whore and I was in drugs and blah, blah, blah. So he knew I used to be a prostitute. But he knew I used to change. He knew I changed. Like, I have a house now and a good job. And I have my kid. And he always saw me mowing my yard because that baby mama lives in the projects right next to my house. So he would drive by and he would talk to me. And we had hung out before. And he came over here and hung out with his little daughter. And we had not done anything. but he looks like a child. So I'm like between 5'9" and 5'10". I weigh, well, now I weigh 200 pounds. I was weighing about 215, 220. I'm a big girl. I'm a big, thick girl. This dude was 5'6" and maybe weighed 120 pounds. Like, he looked like he could be my child. Like, and after he left the first day, I was like, if people see us, they're gonna think he's my son. Like, how can I date someone who looks like my son? So I just stopped fucking with him. Well, he saw me one day. Okay, you know what, bitch? I'm sorry. I cannot do these eyelashes. I put them on.
Girl, take them off.
I did. I took them off.
Okay.
You're gonna kill me. It was poking me in my inner eyeball. But so he saw me outside mowing my yard, and he's like, I always see you out here doing your thing. Like, can I take you out? I'm like, yeah, you can. I thought he was nice. He's cute, fuckable, but not super attractive. Like, but I was like, all right, he's nice. He keeps persisting. I'm gonna let him take me out. So we go out, and we go to Fridays, which is my favorite spot. Go eat and have a drink. I don't drink very often because when I drink, I get fucking buck wild. I always say if I drink, I usually end up snorting coke off somebody's ass. Like, that's just how it works for me. So I don't drink very often, but we go to Fridays and have a couple on islands. We have dinner. It's real nice. We come back to check on my daughter and her friends, and then we go to the strip club. But when we go to Fridays, there is 3 dudes there that I had slept with. So before I was a prostitute, I was a whore. Just a whore. I was a sex addict. I fucked everybody. And there was 3 dudes. Oh shit, my phone's about to die. Hold on just a second. Let me plug it in real quick. I apologize. So okay. There we go. Okay. So where's that? Oh yeah. So when I had seen them, I had told him, because I'm honest about everything. I don't lie. You knew how I was before. And he knew the guys. The guys told him that they had slept with me before, all 3 of them. And he was like, she was honest. She told me blah, blah, blah. So that was cool. So we went to a bar, to a strip club in Terre Haute. And at first we were just kicking it. There was just a few people there. And I got intoxicated, and I was flirty, but I wasn't all over anyone, just him. And I was actually being a good girl for me, for being intoxicated. But more people showed up. And at one point, every black man in the bar I had slept with. Every one. There was like 16. 16? Not that night. It's like 16, 15, 16, maybe more, maybe less, but around about. So at one point in my life, I had slept with every single one of them. And most of them I didn't remember. They all fucking remember me, though. All of them. All of them fucking remembered me. And all of them made sure they told me. They're like, I know you. I'm like, oh, fuck. How? They're like, that what? I'm like, I don't remember. Sorry, man. They all tried to get with me. I turned them all down. But they all got in his ear. Like, you look like you're trying to cuff that bitch. And he's like, I am. She's a good woman. And they're like, oh, well, remember when we used to do this to her and blah, 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 blah. Because let's be real, most of them probably did trains or gangbangs on me. Because I used to do that shit. That was my thing. So, yeah. So they got in his ear and everything was cool that night. And we came home and we did our thing and things were good. The next day, and let's be real, I snorted coke off somebody's ass. Like, this is what happens. So, we come home, we do our thing. The next day I wake up and I ain't feeling myself. I don't like how I acted, even though I acted appropriate for me. It wasn't for me, for the drunk me. I didn't act appropriate for sober me. Yeah. And I didn't like that. So I was down on myself for that. And then he stayed a while and he ended up leaving that night. But later on that day, he put on Facebook, when your boys make fun of you for taking home a 3 out of 10 from the bar. And his comment was, last night. And I'm like, first off, bitch, I ain't a 3 out of 10. At all. Like, not at all. Like, I ain't as pretty as I used to be. But fuck you and your 3 out of 10. Like,
yeah.
Like, you nutted in 30 seconds. There's not a part of me that's a 3 out of 10. And you just got mad because even though I was honest, like I admitted to him, I never once lied. Never once lied that entire fucking night about who I had done or what I had done in my past. And even though I was still all about him that night, his boys got to him about how I used to be. Bitch, you already knew how I used to motherfucking be. But it got to him. So I became that hoe. I became a thought in his eyes. So he had to degrade me on Facebook.
Oh my.
That should hurt my feelings. Yeah. Hurt my feelings. Because I'm not a hoe. You're the first guy I've had sex with in 2 months.
But you would think that wouldn't even bother you. What he think?
It wasn't what he think. It's how. It's just the disrespect. It was the disrespect. I would understand if I hid all of it from him. You know what I mean? If he didn't know who I was. But he knew who I was before he took me out on that date.
And then he tried to play.
Yeah. But it hurt my heart because I haven't been a hoe for well, I got picked up October. What was it? Why did my lamp just go out? Oh, okay. I think my lamp just died on me. But I got picked up. There we go. Motherfuck, what is up? Okay, well, my lamp just died out on me. Sorry. I got picked up October 20th of 21. So, yeah, it's just been. Is it? Yeah, October 20th to 21. So it's been 2 years. Just been 2 years. So, like, I haven't been a hoe for 2 years. That hurt my feelings. I have worked very hard. First, I was working very hard to be a hoe still. Because my mind did not catch up with my coochie at first. It's hard. And this is gonna be hard to explain, but it's hard to not want not want to be a hoe. It's hard to not want to be a hoe.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does to
like
me.
When you've been something since you were 14 years old. Because at 14, when I started having sex, I was like, oh, shit, I want more of this. And it spiraled from there. I was a hoe from the first time I had sex until 2 years ago. I'm 40 fucking years old. My brain did not know how to not want to be that. It was devastating. Devastating. I didn't know who the fuck I was. I still have a rough time with that. Who am I if I'm not out there pleasing men?
Mm-hmm.
That's bitch, I'm still trying to figure that out. What
do I do next?
I have no idea. And I still, my personality is still, when you meet me, I'm still very nasty. I still make provocative jokes. But in reality, that's not what I live.
Some females can get in the business and get right out. I know a few who never even looked back. Oh shoot.
What?
Everybody. Thumbs up. Nothing. I wasn't looking at my comments.
Oh, why can't I see them? Can we not see the comments? Oh, I would have been responding to these people. How do I see them?
Your comments should be at the bottom. What are you on, a computer or a phone?
I'm on my phone. Oh, okay.
You see them?
I do. Hold on. Who's this Big Belly Bob?
It's my friend.
Okay. Did you say you could share it?
Yep.
Okay. Is that all the comments? All right.
Yep.
They don't just come up. You have to look at them. Well, that's bullshit.
What were we talking
about? Hi, Big Belly Bob. Can you tell how many people we have watching?
We went from 7 to 1 when you stopped talking.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was talking.
What were you saying? Oh yeah, but some girls can transition just fine, and some just stuck.
The reason why, I can tell you the reason why they're stuck, and I don't know a single other one that was as good as I was.
I'll beg to differ.
I never met any.
Oh, okay. Well,
I never met any. Now who didn't like me? Not who didn't have a pimp, and who.
The bad bitches I knew never had pimps.
See, I never knew any like that. All the girls I knew, they were either pimps or they were about their drugs. Look, I did drugs. Don't get me wrong, I did drugs, but I never hooked for drugs.
Yeah, these girls.
Like, I never knew anyone, and I know a lot of people in the business that would come to me and be like, "How do you do it?" Because I ain't charging $300 fucking for my coochie for 30 minutes. That's how I do it, and I'm picky.
See, that's crazy.
But you saw me.
Why you won't do that?
Because I was picky. I was picky. You saw some of the men I pulled. I fucked some of the most beautiful men in the entire fucking world.
None of them I would have pulled because they were all black.
Yeah, but see, I that's what I preferred.
Right.
But because a lot of people would say no AA in their profile. Why? I never had the only problems I ever had. I never had any problems. But the only problems I have had with time wasters was white men. I don't like black men came in, they did their shit, and they left within 15 fucking minutes, and I got paid $150. Like they were about their business. Black men were always about their business.
I was just thinking, it was me.
Marley.
They have to pay extra.
Yeah, no, they were just always about their business. I could get them in and out like that. And I mean, I would see 10, 15 people a day.
That's way out to me. That's just way out to me.
But I was liking it.
I wish I could be men,
the 10, 15 men I was doing were beautiful.
Why would you care? You just care about the money, not the looks.
Why? Okay, so this is always my philosophy, and this is what pimps didn't get. Okay, so you get a hooker who is doing ugly, fat, nasty men all day long. White men, black, it don't matter. Ugly, fat old men. What are you gonna have?
$10,000.
Okay, but you're gonna have an unhappy hooker.
Of course.
Okay, so an unhappy hooker is not gonna. But
hold on, the only happy hooker I've ever met.
But I know, and that's why. Because if you are doing, I don't care if you're charging $500 and you have $10,000 in the bank. That bitch is unhappy because all she's fucking is nasty men who she don't want to fuck all day. Right? Anyway, but I could have the same amount of money and I'm fucking beautiful men all day that I would have fucked for free, bitch, and they're paying me. I was a happy hooker because I was only doing men that I would have done for free.
Yeah, I guess if you look at it like that,
like okay, so if you have a okay, it doesn't matter what job you're in. That's the thing. It doesn't matter what job you're in. If you go to your job unhappy, your performance is going to be subpar. And if your performance is going to be subpar, they're going to demote you.
No, when them hoes go to work, they go to work.
But they don't. Yes, but they don't. You know how many hookers I got threesomes with? They were the fakest. They were enjoying your job. And I would get more money because I was happy. Like, it doesn't matter what job you're in. If you are unhappy, you're not going to be good at your job. So if you don't want to fuck someone, yes, you can pretend. But you can't pretend forever. And after the 10th guy of you fucking that you don't want to fuck, it's going to show. And guess what? That dude is not going to come back. So you're going to end up losing money.
Girl, I'm going to have to agree to disagree on that one.
I did people that I wanted to do. And I was happy at it.
I get it.
How many miserable hookers did you hear about? Did I ever act miserable? Huh?
How many what?
Miserable hookers did you hear about?
I ain't gonna say miserable, but
they weren't happy with their job? They did it because they had to.
Yeah, because they had to.
Wait, which one did you hear about that did it because they wanted to?
You.
Me.
That's the only one.
Me. You know why?
Why?
Because I was doing people I wanted it to do.
No, I think that's because
I liked my job because I was picky.
And that hit a lot.
Yes. But I was doing men who were amazing. Bitch, there was times I'm like, bitch, should I pay you? Motherfucker, I think I should give you some money back. Like, I just nutted 300 times in the last 15 minutes. Like, are you sure? I don't need to know. Here's more. They liked it when I enjoyed it. And I enjoyed it because they were attractive. I enjoyed it because they was good.
But a good whore is supposed to act like she enjoys it anyway.
But what if you don't have to act and you still make that money?
Girl, please.
What if you don't have to act? Did I not make money?
You're gonna have to act.
Did I not make money? Did I not make money?
This prostitute has a man at home, right?
What? Say it again.
This prostitute has a man at home. Have you had a man while you were working?
Yes.
Okay, and you said you made the comment that it became robotic.
Yes, I was sleeping with my men that I would have between sessions every time. So all I did was fuck all day long. And that was good. It was good. But even with personal shit, it started becoming robotic. I started having a routine, which I didn't necessarily like. It started to become very detached. At the end. This was very, very at the end. But I never got broken up with. I always left them because they weren't available when I needed them to be available.
Mm-hmm.
And I was always paying for all their shit.
Mm-hmm.
I was the one who was paying for the dates. I was the one who was paying for their housing. I was the one paying for their drugs. I was the one paying for their cigarettes. I was the one paying for their food. And
Are these all black men?
Yes. But I left them. I always left them. Because it's not that they never felt like they always felt like they were number one in my life. I could fuck 10, 15 dudes a day, but they felt like they were number one and they were getting satisfied. But I never felt like I was number one.
Mm-hmm.
I always left them. That's the thing is, that's what I never understood is that's why I always kept my prices cheaper because I was happy with who I was doing and it made me better. Look, I don't care what anyone says. I have the proof. I was the number one hooker in Indianapolis for about a year.
She said, I have the proof.
Bitch, there was a whole club of them who stalked my ass after I left. That's whole club. Like, other hookers didn't like me because I would take their business.
Hell yeah, somebody coming around cheaper.
And better. And happy.
And I did too.
Look, that the other ones, because there was a lot of them that I collabed with that did not know how to fake it and fake it. Like when they faked it, and it was noticeable. Oh, daddy, that's good. Oh, daddy. No, fuck you.
No,
you don't. How can you not fake it? You're a fucking hooker. How can you not fake it and make it realistic?
I have no idea.
But most of the time, I didn't have to. I guess that's what made it decent, is I didn't have to fake it 90% of the time. And if I did have to fake it, I'd be like, all right, do this. This one made me happy. And they paid money. Most men pay money to make me happy, not them. So
that's what's up.
They were just doing it wrong. Most people are here for the money. Well, you know how you make more money? Like, you be happy at what you're doing. No, you don't charge more.
Yes, you do.
You be happy at what you're doing. You be good at what you're doing. Anyone can charge more.
No, anyone can't.
But anyone can. I've seen these people fuck the most horrible looking people.
Yeah, but anybody cannot charge more.
But they can. There's going to be someone who pays for it.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Somebody will pay for it.
But I had repeat customers, several repeat customers. I had lines at the door. Literally.
When you come in, your repeat customers.
I mean, even if they weren't repeat customers, like I had recommendations. Like, these other girls weren't doing it right. When you're okay, it's like an actress, right? Yes, it's all it. You want to make that money, but if you're not passionate about what you do, if you cannot act and make it believable, you're not going to make it.
Kizzy, are you here?
Is that Pumpkin?
No.
Oh.
I thought of my other sister, if she's listening, I want her to call in. I'm not talking to that bitch right now anyway.
She ain't even listening. She don't fell asleep.
I'm not talking about Pumpkin. Pumpkin, you woke?
No. She's asleep. She don't fall asleep.
I guess. Whatever.
I'm super
Anyway.
busy with my fucking work. Oh, there we go. There we go.
Came on. Anyway. You answered all my questions. Did I actually do you miss it?
Oh, you didn't.
Did you miss it?
Yes and no. There's absolutely parts of it I miss. But now I'm a supervisor at a factory. I have a house and a car and knowledge and my daughter and my kids. Like I don't have my sons because my sons are older, but I have their respect. So yes, there's parts of it I absolutely miss. But this life is so much more rewarding.
Facts.
Absolutely. Absolutely so much more rewarding. Like, but I don't regret what I did because, God, I learned so much about life, so much about myself, so much about men. Oh my God, the shit I found out about men. Bitch, that is some tea.
Some tea. We need to talk about that next show.
Oh, yes. Yes. They're not going to
give us an all men show.
They're not going to be happy about it.
I guess.
It's a secret.
Do you think we covered everything, boo?
I'm sorry, what, baby?
Do you think we covered everything?
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to say?
Oh God, if there's some single good men out there.
Any single good men?
I'm a good woman. I'm a good woman. I'm a great fucking woman, not a good one. I'm amazing. I'm fucking amazing.
If you don't believe it, no one else will.
Look, I get pissed. Okay, so one thing they told you about self-love and improving is this. They don't tell you about this. Is that when you have self-love and you love yourself and you're single, you're like, why the fuck does no one else love me like I do? Like, what the fuck? Like, why? Like, I don't need validation from anyone else, but why does no one love me like I love me? Like, why does no one see me like I see me?
It'll come in time.
Fuck, I'm amazing. You know what I mean? Like, that's the one thing about self-love and evolving that no one tells you. When you find self-love and you're like, no one sees what I see. What the fuck? And I know I'm not on drugs. Like, I'm not hallucinating. Like, I'm fucking great. Why do you not see how fucking great I am?
Just haven't found them yet. He hasn't found you.
No, I haven't.
That's all that
but
is.
We can do plenty more casts. We can oh, do you want to do a Halloween one?
Let's see.
Look, bitch, I got some Halloween stories. Personal Halloween stories. Made me look crazy as fuck, honestly, but like I have witnesses.
I'll talk to you offline about it then.
Yeah, we can do so many more stories. I have so many more stories.
Cool. That's what's up. All right. Well, thank you guys for listening.
Thank you guys.
Totally
I appreciate
appreciate
all
it.
of you. And I appreciate you, Boo. I miss you.
I
I
miss you
need to
too,
see
Boo.
you when you go do lunch.
Yep. Hold on a second.
Hold on. I don't know if I'm supposed to say this.
What?
Are you still married?
Yes.
With the one who doesn't like me?
Yes.
We're not going to go any farther with that.
All right, Boo. I'm about to call you in a minute.
All right.